of. On the days when we can have fruit, I've been loading up on blueberries, high in antioxidants. They are so amazing for you, and they make you feel so good. And you can grow them in your own home, which I love with this Girl Next Door one-piece Polaris Patio blueberry bush live plant. That is a mouthful. Our lovely Carolyn Gracie is here.
Carrie.
She has come back with her own line of plants and flowers and edibles, and I'm so excited about this plant because this was one of the ones that you had last year that was super popular. Everybody loved it, and you brought it back for us. It's cold winter hardy, and it's multi-season. It's a multi-season shrub. So right now you'll get the pretty little flowers coming into the beginning of the summer, and then look at the right of your screen. In the fall, after you have had your harvest of all of your sweet, juicy blueberries, you'll get those beautiful red, that red foliage too. So it's like, I mean, it's a beauty. You can eat from it.
Yeah.
Feed your family. It is
winner.
such a winner, and it will pay for itself in probably your first harvest, the first month, because those little pints.
By the time it's this size, which is the second season after you get it, it's going to give you pints and pints of blueberries. Hi, everybody. So thank you, Terry, for having me on the show, and Jane.
Thank you for being here.
Glad to be here this morning. This is one of my bringbacks from last year because it was really, really popular. This is the Polaris blueberry patio shrub. So a couple of really important points. This is the most cold hardy blueberry shrub we've found. This will withstand temps to 40 below. So if you're way up in zone 3 or 4, you're fine. All the way down to Atlanta. So this is most parts of the country, zone 3 to 8. The only place that will not do well with this is if it's really, really hot and you don't get a frost. So Miami, San Diego, this is not a plant for you, but pretty much everybody else. So this is a really beautiful plant that, as Terry said, you get starting in early summer, you'll get those white flowers sprouting all over it. Midsummer, you'll start to get the blueberries, and it'll be a race between you and the birds and rabbits as to who gets your blueberries first, because they love them too.
Right.
And then after you harvest your blueberries in late summer, then it starts turning into this beautiful red and golden foliage plant, and it's just stunning in your garden. So it's evergreen. So you're going to have the red foliage, and then again next spring it'll start, it'll drop the red foliage, grow new green foliage, and start with the white flowers all over again.
And it's already been growing for 2 years.
So we're sending you, as Terry's showing, a 2-year-old blueberry plant that's already going to have flowers on it, and you'll get blueberries on it this summer. It will grow quickly into the one you're seeing in this pot. This will also grow in the same area of your garden as your TSV hydrangeas. The blue hydrangeas love the acidic soil, just like the blueberry plants. This also grows in the same areas as your azaleas. It loves at least part sun. So you can grow this. If you've got a lot of pine trees, I know sometimes that's a problem. My parents live in North Carolina, so pine straw, sometimes nothing works there. But this blueberry does great in pine tree areas, but not in total shade. So just remember, if you have pines, make sure it's still planted near them, but in the sun.
In the front, in the front. And you can do them in containers too. So you too can grow your own food if you don't have a big garden. You can put it out on a balcony.
Well, all my plants that I've brought in, pretty much 95% of them can grow in containers, because I know a lot of you, either you're just getting started, you're young, you have your first apartment, you want to try to grow some of your own edibles. This will work in a pot, at least about a 14 to 15 inch pot. Whiskey barrel size, the Today Special Value pot would be fine for this. So again, you can get both TSVs and the blueberry bush, and they're all going to work together.
And they're all going to work together. And then you can, and it's self-watering the planter.
Right, which is great.
Which is good, because they probably do need a lot of water.
Well, but they don't need a lot of maintenance. That's the thing. You want to water in any of your new plants pretty regularly, at least once a week for the first month or so after you get them, just so their roots get established. But this is a fairly low maintenance plant. You want to use the Roberta's acid-loving or acid booster fertilizer for this, because if you don't plant this in an acidic soil, if the pH is too high, the shrub will not grow as well. It won't be as happy. You won't get as many berries. So remember, sunshine, water, pH low, acid high in the soil. That's what your blueberries love. And these blueberries are so tasty.
They're sweet and juicy and delicious. They're huge. So on a smoothie, on their own, they're so delicious.
Show
with nuts.
Show them what you get.
Oh, so this is?
So if you guys can see, it's already got blueberries growing on it.
Look.
It's going to go from white flowers, like this little guy right here. Can you see? So it's going to go from that to the little green berries that you see right behind it. Those are going to turn into the blueberries that you see on the big shrub. And you'll get those by the end, mid to end of summer is when you'll start to see the blueberries.
And you'll get them this year. Not quite as many as like the pints and pints that you'll get the following year.
This 2-year-old plant will get quite a bit bigger this summer. And then next summer is when you're going to see this size. The total size of this is about 3 by 3. So it's the perfect size for a container. It's not a ginormous plant, but it's big enough to use as a foundation plant or in, you know, a beautiful garden. It's perennial. It comes back every year. Right. But pots are just fine. I just think it's great, and it got a lot of great feedback from last year. Thank you.
So we brought it back. We have it there. We'll ship to you for free. $10 easy pay to get it home, and you have your growing guide and your guarantee.
Yes, and so our guarantee is for a year on perennials. So if something happens or you're not happy, we'll replace it within that year or first thing next season. So, but keep your growing guide. It gives you all the instructions, and ask questions on my social media because I always answer. I want you guys to succeed.
These are so good. They're juicy and delicious and so good for you. M95065 is your item number. Well, that flew by. This was so fun. Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thanks, Terry.
And thank you, Jane. Well, you're going to be with us for the next couple